Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome. You're welcome to the show. Thank you for watching. And please, if you're just joining, hit the share button. Hit the share button. Okay. Uh, Today we're gonna be talking about uh, this issue that we just saw online, and a lot of people have sent me the audio about it, and but I want us to listen to it. Then they will talk about it. Okay.
Comrade Henry Comer, thank you for this statement that we make. I want to ask a question. Did it mean says Sesikou rule from jail or he lead from jail? Because there are two different things. Leading and ruling are two different things. You can lead from anywhere in the world. You can lead even from your grave because your legacy can lead the people. It's like Martin Luther King. He's dead, but his legacy is leading Black America. You see what I mean? Is Sisiku leading or ruling? That's two different things. Because all these people can say, oh, Sisiku wanted to rule from jail. I mean, rule what, by the way? Rule what? Advocate, we don't talk something very important. All these people where they're outside, they talk about.
I want to let Pride King understand that we are in a crisis, and we are also in what we call nation building. It's not about opinion. It's not about somebody's opinion that you have leaders. Leaders are elected. They are being installed in office. They are inaugurated. That's democracy. The way Seseko was brought into power is the same way he was impeached. We have to understand what is constitution, what is uh, uh, the form of government, and all those things. When we have heard about other countries who fought long wars, but at the end of the day, because they were not focused on building a solid constitution, they end up in another civil war. Okay. I was very shocked when I heard that Eritrea doesn't have a constitution. The guy that led the revolution and during that time is still the president today. He has arrested all the other group leaders and put in jail. So when we have something that we are trying to build, if a country does not have a solid constitution, if a country does not have a solid constitution, then they are walking towards failure. They are walking towards failure. A solid constitution is what makes a solid country. That is why America today is the best democracy in terms of what? In terms of their institution and constitution. You saw when former president was there trying to make this and that, trying to say he will not respect this, he will not respect election, he will not respect this. They told him that even his own party members say, Master, bro, leave him. You lost. was impeached 2 times. But without that groundwork of constitution by the American forefathers, till today, they still remember the first president, Abraham Lincoln. And they didn't name him. They name it from the first to now, they have 46. President Trump was a 45th. So they name their presidents because they want everybody to respect that order since they celebrated their independence. So when people are just saying things because of their opinion, it's good. It's good. But when you don't have a constitution and institution that you can respect, you don't have a country. You don't have a country. You have a dictatorship and anybody can just do anything and topple the government or be coup d'etat or be this. That is the kind of system that you are looking. Okay. Let's continue to listen to our brother PK.
Sesikou from jail and this and that. Those are the power mongers. You'll notice them from power mongering. From power mongering. You understand? From Chris Anu, Sako, their followers, Ayabacho, how they call him, Akangwa or whoever. Even sometimes my big brother Bohebet and
Comrade PK, I know you are one of those people who are very good at audio makings and all those things. And like someone like you who is educated, who can be honest to himself, you can say that there is a constitution and the way Sesikou came to power is the same way Sako came to power. It's the same way Maranta came to power, and it's the same way President Chris Ano came to power. So there must be transition. And we of African heritage, we have that mentality of longevity of service. If someone stays in power and refuses to leave office, we instead hail him. That's what they're doing in Cameroon now, right? Where Pobia says he's the leader and the people like him. How do people like you when things are not moving, right? Now, let's talk in specific aspect of Sesikou Ayuk Tabe. When the Naira issue happened, who is the first person that went to Nigeria to tell the Nigerian government that it was illegal for them to send these Naira 10 people to Cameroon? Secretary Chris Ano back then. He was the first person to go there courageously. No one other leader could go there. So when you talk of power monger, I don't understand, okay? When Sesikou came to America, we were the bodyguards. I was one of those people who were holding that vehicle, walking with him. I ate fufu and arrow with Sesikou in America in the same place before he went back to Nigeria when he was arrested there. This is not about love. It's not about, no. We are talking about constitution and institutions. Nobody hates anybody. Nobody is a power mongering something. We are putting something that because the international community, they are watching. The fact that people will come and say that, oh, there is no this, there is no government, there is no this, there is no that. How do you expect the international community to come to your support? When they look at you, you don't even have something that you can show, but you want a country. How? You people are those kind of people who have that mentality of, oh, this man hate this man, that's why this man is not talking to this man, or this man hate this man, that's why. Let's talk about meaningful debate about nation building. That is what you as a learned person should be talking about. The fact that Sesikou, they were arrested, The number one goal of La Republique arresting Sesikou was what? One, he was the one that declared our independence, right? Two, La Republique wanted to use him as our point of contact there. But the smartness of Southern Cameroonians were very swift. We realized that if anything had to do with Sesikou there, it should be out of, not inside Konenge. That is why we had to look for a way to do a new election for a new president. Remember, if you call somebody power monger, the person that they handed this power to was Chris Ano. Don't forget, Chris Ano and Sako with even Barrister Bobga Harmony and Professor Anyangwe. All these were potential candidates. Okay. But when Sako run for this thing, Sako lost the thing. Sako lost election. That's why Sako don't want to go for election again after that first election that he was given, because back then President Chris Ano was not interested in that thing. He was not interested in power. So I want to just correct that aspect of that where you say power monger and all those things that you're saying. Okay. So when you follow constitution, what happened then? Sako came to power. What happened? He was impeached. Then look at, we respect groups. We respect what the ADF they are doing. We respect what SCAPO is doing. We respect what the NCNC they are doing. These are all organizations that have been there. We respect them for that. But we are talking about something that the international community can see that, wow, these people are organized. Okay. We don't have to create enmity among groups, among these. That has nothing to do with what the international community wants to see. Our grievances, our activism should not be among our own self. Then we are talking among our own self. What you, as Mr. Piquet, can you discuss about a very potential solution to this crisis? If you spend your time on talking about innuendos, right? You are talking about power mongers and power this, but do you know how these people, you are calling the name of these people, do you know how they are working and how their followers are working? No matter what happens, all these people are fighting towards a liberation movement. We should give everybody their own place. Everybody give their own place. Because tomorrow, everybody will ask you, Mr. Piquet, what were you doing for the struggle? It's not about calling names that is easy. I hear somebody commented on that thing that talk is cheap. To talk is cheap. But you don't know the meetings, daily meetings, cabinet meetings, county meetings, LGA meetings that people are holding just to make sure that we look for solution. It is very easy for you to be making your audios every day. Come out and do your audios. Good and fine for you. But if you want a factual solution, you focus on things that matters. You will not focus on things that is constitutionally correct, because you are trying to define lead and rule. We are not children now. Lead and rule means what? He was impeached because he refused to hand over power to Sako. The Restoration Council that installed him is the same Restoration Council that impeached him. Let's talk sense. When you say you have a joker card means what? It's very childish. Very, very childish. Because it's not about Joker card. It's about who the people see as fit and who the people see that has been working in this struggle. Okay. And who you think can, because this is about competence. That's why they change presidents every year. Okay. Most countries you see they'll do elections. Why? Because when they give you that opportunity, you lost that opportunity. It's very hard to gain the trust of people. So let's keep that when we have time to talk about election again, general election or what election that will take place and so on and so forth after our crisis or after our referendum. Okay. But when it comes to building, nation building, everyone is involved. Okay. I respect your opinion. I respect what you're saying. I respect everything. But don't undermine the work of others when it comes to liberation struggle. Because the work that other people are putting in, the effort, if you just dash it, then they start questioning you now. What have you done? Because you can't just sit and be criticizing people or condemning people. They are lies, they are fools, they are this, they are power monger. When something that is not even in their minds. Because some of us will not even go back to that country. Because we are genuine activists are not fighting this fighting because they want to go and take some position there. Yes. But because of that mindset of liberation, some of us will still find ourselves back home there fighting. The fight will not end. Because you have seen countries that have even ceasefire, gone on negotiation, but fighting is still going on because the agreement was not well made. So we are looking at those solutions to these problems. Yes. We are not here to give praises and at the end of the day, yeah. Okay, let's listen to you. Continue.
They want to call him Capo Daniel of recent, who bashed Sesikou, and then today he's talking good about Sesikou. All those are political mongers. You know what I mean? They're power mongers. So it don't even get to be an issue. The problem is, we don't listen to these things sometimes. When they talk, we just listen, we listen. I'm okay if we talk something. If there's a joker that Ambazonia has, is the man who is in jail. I'm sorry to say this, is Sesikou who is in jail. There are many people in jail, but there's always an eye among the blind, or a white among the black chickens, or a black among the white chickens. And sad enough, unfortunately for a lot of them, is Sesikou who's there. That's it. And if we could use that aspect to guide our struggle and fight and do things for the purpose of all and sundry, we know we'll get problem. Now, because they fight for shift power to themselves and they cannot even handle it, they never notice that, man, this is what has destroyed the struggle. It's not Sesikou who destroyed the struggle. It's them who are outside who destroyed. It's very simple. The time round come, we will step out in the front line now, and we will not bully. We will do it better than them, and we will still hold Sesikou as our joker in the dungeons of LRC. Maui one time, make it go hang, or it confront us one.
Yes, Mr. PK, you are, from your statements, I can see some childishness. I can see some immaturity. But let me tell you this. The mistake Sesikou Ayuk made, we don't want to be talking about those past things. Okay? That's why we have been calling about unity, about trying to collaborate, trying to bring people together. Okay? Because we believe that this struggle happened to us by mistake, right? In the sense that we're not prepared. It happened to us unprepared, let me say that. But at the end of the day, We have learned a lot along the years. We have learned, and we know leaders that can do things. We know leaders that cannot do things. We know. Okay. When you have a presidency, there are a lot of things around you that you need to take into consideration. Okay. Listen to your advisors. Listen to your assistants. Listen to this, because the way Sesikou left America, we were there with him. We were the one telling him, don't go to Nigeria. But he just told us that he has a very urgent meeting. He wants to go and attend that meeting. And okay, he left America. But when things happen like that, there is what we call trust. Okay. There are some cabinet members that were not even informed about the meetings or the doings that he was doing. Because had it been, we knew that Sesikou was going for this meeting in Nera Hotel to go and talk with La Republic people, we would have told him no. But it never rang into our mind that La Republic can come to Nigeria. It never, that was not in our thoughts. That is why, even though we are talking about that, but we still don't blame Sesikou for attending the meeting. But because the meeting was in Nigeria, who could have thought that the Republic would send envoys to come and arrest them there in that Nera Hotel? No one. So when we are saying things, we should be very careful, right? When Sesikou was arrested, he was asked, who do you think can lead this thing now that you are there and your legacy is still there good? How do we handle this thing? Because we cannot work with you inside jail. It will not work like that. We need a president that will be out and be pushing for the cause. That's what happened. Okay. Let's continue listening to our brother PK.
To one. We don't allow for too long, and that is a mistake we made, and now all of us are losing. So because we don't want to lose, we have to step forward now and do the right thing. And there's one thing people should understand. Everything we are going to fight, Sesikou Ayuk Tabe is the joker of all of us, like it or not. Because he's there with people who have been in this struggle, like apart from Galafo, who is, nobody can even talk about him. So there's no discussion. There's no discussion. All these idiots, them way they try to fix.
Okay, Mr. PK, you know when you want to give, let me talk to you for pidgin. You know, when you want to get a constructive debate, you start use words like idiot, curse words. You start make people know, so you don't know which to talk, or you lack argument. Because real argument, you will bring facts. Okay, we're talking about facts. It's not about whether somebody is a leader or the ruler. That one has nothing to do. Okay, it has nothing to do. We'll talk about constitutionality and illegality of something. Okay, what he was doing, was it legal or illegal? Was it constitutional or unconstitutional? That's what you have to be talking about, so that you can say, okay, this man is a joker, but he was not constitutionally, or he was constitutionally removed or impeached, just like Sako, just like Marianta, all who also left. Those are things that you, as a man, if you want, whether look, this trouble is not about somebody will come and say, oh, now we can do it more than them, we can do it more than them. If experience is the best teacher, people who have been in this struggle from the beginning, this is 7 years. If you go apply for a job, who are they going to take first? They'll take somebody who was there. So when you talk of the experience that we have from the beginning of this struggle till today, you come, you you won't even understand how this struggle works, because one, you were not part of the IG setup. You're not member of any of this group. Some of you can just come now and say, "Oh, you want to do this," but you people are the people that will instead even bring a whole bunch of confusion, because you don't even know how this struggle, how the backbone of this struggle. Those people who are really working their themselves out in this struggle. That because you can, I know you can just come now and just say, oh, the the idiots or the foolish people. You can use all kind of names, but the people in Ground Zero know who they are, who are working. They know who they can trust. They know who they cannot trust. It's not about you making all these audios, all this noise, and say, "Oh, come now and take over." Eh? The contribution that people have made in this struggle, from their life, their families. Some of you, the people that are even still hiding, some of you are even still hiding behind the scene. You cannot even show your face. Some of you, you want to. You're talking about people who have who their family have lost this, lost houses, everything. You know, talk of sacrifice. Who have you sacrificed? Who have you really say, okay, those people who are hiding, and the people that know that, oh, they have family back home. Who does not have family back home? Who do you think is it, or whose family member is not so precious to them? But because of the law for the struggle, people don't even care about that again. They say better make all things spoil. But some of you are still hiding. You are talking from behind the microphone, hiding behind a microphone. Behind your phones, you are hiding, talking. I don't want to listen to that because when you start using curse words, I know you lack argument. Let me play our other brother who is who also made mention about that. He's the SOS Mike Fusi. Let's take a listen to him.
Comrade Pique, I've listened to your audio, and I just wish that you were more focused on the intellectual arguments um, of your opinions, and not so much on the insults. You know, it's something that we Ambazonians really have to work hard at, and that is to be able to engage in a debate without being offensive. We must learn to disagree without being offensive. I would rather that you convince me with the force of your arguments and not the magnanimity of your insults. Insults don't make someone to come across as smart. As a matter of fact, smart people don't always call others stupid, even when they know it to be so. So insults actually take away from your message and turns people off, even those who otherwise may have been more receptive. So, can we just have a debate as comrades um, without any offensive language? Now, to what was the topic of the debate, being Sesiko's being in jail, and as you say, that he is your joker. When it comes to Sesikou, some of us feel that when people criticize Sesikou or those in prison, that it is because one hates them. Far from it. That is not at all true. You can care about someone so dearly and yet criticize that person because you want them to do better or because you know they can do better. And we also must understand that a prison environment is a tough place. A tough place. We know that. I have seen people, pious men, go to prison and come out completely changed. Being locked away for months and years can take a toll on your mentality as well as your moral compass. That is why it is often said that when you are in the enemy's prison, that you are in a compromised position. And it does not imply that you have sold out to the enemy. That is what some people think, that when they say you are compromised, it means you have sold out to the enemy. Um, that is not the case. It simply means that by virtue of the hostile environment in which you now find yourself, that you can no longer function and make decisions as you would as a free person. This expression, compromised, is always misinterpreted by many to mean a traitor. It is not, they are not synonymous. Being compromised is not synonymous with being a traitor. It simply means that by virtue of your environment, you are not able to function, make decisions like a free person would, or like you would if you were free. When it comes to the choice of who ought to lead Amazonia, I am not dogmatic in my thinking or in the choices I may make. However, I do respect laid down principles. I like to function within a structure where there are checks and balances, where excesses can be curtailed, and where people can be held to account. I am not a fan of the strongman mentality. I prefer an environment where the voice of the people matters. That is why I really like this idea of a referendum, because it takes the decision making away from those who may call themselves leaders and puts it in the hands of the people who stand to lose the most if the wrong decision were made. Secondly, uh, it creates an environment or a foundation not only for the referendum itself, but for a post-referendum electoral structure that will or that has the potential to select the eventual leader of the country. That is why I really like this idea of a referendum. It is really a people's choice process, as opposed or to the others. So when it comes to who should lead Amazonia post-revolution, I may have my own preferences, but I will respect whatever choice the people will make. My preference should not automatically I should not automatically assume that my preference must be the choice of the people. When we assume this posture, it makes us look arrogant, and it makes the opinion of others not to matter, and that is not good. I wish all of us can say that no matter who I stand for, if the people should make their choice, I will be able to respect it. And that is what makes it difficult sometimes for democratic principles to be fully practiced, especially in Africa, because we refuse to accept the fact that others have the same rights as we do. That when people make their choice, even those in the minority want to insist that their choice must be the choice that will be accepted by all. Now, when you say that Sesikou is your joker, I would say, in all fairness, that you have a right to your opinion. You have a right to that opinion. It is your choice, and you have a right to it. But just as you have the right to your opinion or your choice, you must also understand that others have the same right to their own opinion or choices. You see, so just because you have your choice should not negate the rights of others to their own opinion or choices. And And just because they may have a contrary view to yours does not make them idiots, comrade. It does not make others idiots just for having a contrary view to yours. You are just one out of 8 million Amazonians. No matter how loud you may shout about your choice, it does not cause your opinion to become law. We all care about our people who are locked up in the dungeons of La République du Cameroon. We care about them and we feel about their plight. And we know they are not supposed to be there. And may I add that they are locked up for no just reason. However, we must also understand that being locked up in prison does not automatically qualify one for leadership. Prison is not a leadership college. Again, prison is not a leadership college. When our prisoners are eventually free, and they will be free, of course, they will be free, they will have the same opportunity like anyone else to present themselves to the Amazonian people. That is for those who will be interested in leadership, of course. And if their message is more appealing to the people, they will be selected or chosen to lead. What I disagree with is this notion that being in prison should now be an immediate qualifier for leadership. That must not be a criteria for selecting our leaders, whether you were in prison or not. In a free Amazonia, everyone will have the chance to present themselves to the people, and if their message is appealing to the people, they will be chosen. In other words, there will be no pre-crowned leaders in Amazonia. However, people have the right to have their preferences. People have the right to have their preferences, as long as they understand that others have the same rights to their own preferences. Amazonia will be a very hostile place to dictators. They are not welcome. So this is my response, and this is Mike Fuzi.
Good morning. I just want to let all of us who are in this forum and who are really committed to the fight for our independence that Sako is a thief. I am not going to mince my words. I know I had a fight with one of our classmates until he saw through the cloak of lies that Sako had built around him that he wasn't real and he was not true. And I'm happy that classmate today is actually lambasting Sako for who he really is.
So this is one of the victims of Sako. She explains her case as how she had her own interaction with Sako back in Cameroon, and what happened to her and other people who fell into the scam venture. So it is something that you have to listen to and you judge for yourself. You know, these are stories that people are bringing. This has nothing to do with anybody. This is a lady who is narrating her story of what happened to her and how Sako scammed them. Not one, not two of them. Many of them who were supposed to travel abroad. You know, these are stories that, you know, at times, you know, people believe in character. People believe in what is you know, you call honesty. When you check on some people's background check, that's why in America, before you work, they'll check a lot of things about you. There are jobs that they'll even go back to your country just to find out what you were doing and how you were doing, your business interaction, everything. That's what they call background check. There are jobs that you cannot work in America because they want to know your past interactions. So these are not things that are out of somebody's making. The people are bringing their stories as victims that were duped 419 by Sako, and they brought it. Okay, let's take a listen to her because maybe there will be more victims who will come. Okay.
Sako and his partner in crime, Ndola Francis, created an NGO in the name of COHEB, Community Health Educational Board, and scammed money from Cameroonians back then in Bafoussam, because I was in Bafoussam. Then they created this NGO and had it in almost all the 10 provincial headquarters of Cameroon. Buea, Bamenda, Bafoussam, Betwa, Yaoundé, Douala, Ebolova. In fact, I think it's only Garwa, Gaoundéré, and Mara that were exempt. If not, all the other provincial headquarters had the office of this board. It was a fake board. It was a serious scam. They started by telling us that we were going to be volunteers to go and work under the umbrella of the United Nations in Central Africa. And in fact, the registration fee was 15,000 per candidate, which we paid. And then later on, we paid for the course fees and bought didactic material for that course. Then they later upgraded to those who would be, they call them what? They call them, is it volunteers or partners, something like that? I can't really remember. But then each one of us had to add 330,000 to what we paid before to become these volunteers, and that those who were volunteers were going to be top on the list to go to Central Africa. I was there. I paid the money. The receipts, you know, the footages of the receipts are in Bamenda. Even when I went to Cameroon last year, I saw them. Everything, co-op material that was in my keeping, because I became the secretary after the first one left, Edvish. She is in America today. And it was just something we kept on like pressing. When are we going to Central Africa? And Dola will come to us and give us a story. Sako will come to us and give us another story. Gathered the money and then left Cameroon with his family for the US, pretentiously saying that he was going to look for funds so that the UN could foot COHEP, could support COHEP. That had never happened. Many are those who got into debts, especially from Fumbot and Fumban, because they had students from Fumbot and Fumban who indebted themselves and gave this money for this training. And at the end of it all, they printed out some fake certificates and gave them to us. One from the Women's Commission of New York, about 90 hours of nursing, and the other one that was signed by him as the educational director of COEP. I have it. So therefore, it's not something that I am trying to cook up. It is a reality that I lived. I have been a victim. Sako scammed me of 500,000 CFA. Not to mention all the others. Even a friend of mine went to Central Africa and had to squeeze money out of them before he could go back to France. Andre Nganta, he is alive. He had a serious problem even with Ndola and with Sako. Ndola was even imprisoned in Central Africa severally because those who went there, they didn't have a salary, they had nothing. And even Brendan, who was the head of that mission, was almost killed. So Sako shouldn't come and give you a cock and bull story here. If he thinks that I'm lying, then let him come out and disprove me. You are in a country where nothing is taken for granted, not slander or tainting someone's image. If he knows that I'm lying, he should prove me wrong. Call me to court if he wants to. Then we can stand there and talk because I have the evidence. Sako has never been to any pastoral school. He is an evangelist that went and dabbled somewhere in Calabar in Nigeria and came back. He never went to a pastoral school, so he's not a pastor. He does not have a PhD because the only thing that I know Sako came closer to was the advanced level. Out of these two, Sako has nothing as credentials to his name. Everything he knows how to do is to scam and to steal. Sako devastated a bank in the then Victoria where he was supposed to be the manager. He organized a theft in the bank and devastated people's monies. Sako has never worked for a single 1,000 francs CFA in his whole life. He came up with something that he called writing books, and the top one is a small pamphlet, and he calls it Taking the First Step. So Benson Oliver and the others who are still supporting him, if you have any regard for your reputation and your money, run away from him. Sako is a thief. He was born a thief and he will die a thief. Coupled to the fact that when he got in with this issue of the IG, Sako had already been contacted by La République so that he can bring down the struggle. It took him no time to chow all the money that was my trip for Boya. What did they call it? Is it the president's basket? Something that happened in New York, Sunday Thanksgiving or whatever. You should know that Sako has no good intents concerning this revolution. It is out of the revolution that, as Fumbo rightly said, he graduated from the basement to a family home. It is out of the coffers of the revolution that he had to organize his son's birthday. It is out of the revolution that he got anything good to his name, good suits and all. Stay away from him and he will crumble like a pack of cards because he is born lazy. He is a damn fool and a thief. Let him prove me wrong. I am saying this because I love all of us. We have had to put in enough emotionally, financially, and even psychologically, because the battles that we are fighting here on the internet, they drain someone. I am saying this out of experience. I've had many of those. So please, guys, stay away from Sako. He is not. He is bad news. If from 1,000 miles, he's bad news. He is thinking like rotten eggs. Sako has no character. He has no charisma. If you look at him closely, it is only when he started stealing from the coffers of the revolution that Sako had something of the stance of a man. Even he is no man. I'm sorry to say that, but he is no man. Like, seriously. Because a rightful thinking human being, knowing fully well that it is for the common good of everyone Amazonian, born and unborn, should fight for the revolution, not try to bring down the revolution in the most shameful manner. And that is what he has done. Chris Anu.
Good morning, fellow Southern Cameroonians. Me, Sama Thomas. Yeah, people used to use some words that when you really ask them about those words they use, they think the words they use, they are the only ones who are masters of understanding such words. Peddling lies. Let me ask this, my friend here, who is rebuking Makfusi on the audio which Makfusi made about Sesikou. What lie did Makfusi peddle here about Ayuk Tabe? Did Ayuk Tabe appoint a vice president out here? If the answer is yes, who did Ayuk Tabe consult before appointing that vice president? When we fought tooth and nail for La Republique to show us where Ayuk Tabe is and the rest alive, did Ayuk Tabe turn to the people and said, I greet you all and thank you all for the efforts which you have made, and I'm able to talk to you. And today I am able to talk to the rest of the world? Did he sit down and ask, for this length of time that I have been incommunicado, how were you people going ahead with things in the struggle? And who were those that told Ayuk Tabe in prison that he should reshuffle the cabinet? What consultation did Ayuk Tabe make, and with who? For this is the fundamental question. What consultations did Ayuk Tabe make, and with who, before reshuffling that cabinet? Two, you said, and this is the same person that I had a short argument with one day, that he should tell me who has ever led a revolution behind prisons. This time around, he carefully run away from South Africa because I believe he knew that I have explained the situation of South Africa to Southern Cameroonians over and over, what was going on in South Africa and who was leading the ANC. So he had to run away from South Africa and go to Turkey. Unfortunately, he couldn't even pronounce or write the name of Abdullah Öcalan well, as if he was the only one who knows Abdullah Öcalan. Let me tell him something that he does not. Abdullah Öcalan does not lead the PKK today. Get this from Sama Thomas. Abdullah Öcalan does not lead the PKK today. Had it been the PKK allowed themselves to be led by Abdullah Öcalan, then the PKK couldn't have been fighting again in Turkey for the past 10 years. Do you know how many deals that Abdullah Öcalan has signed with the Turkish government in prison? And those deals couldn't go anywhere because the PKK, like Mandela said, a prisoner does not negotiate. Had the Turkish government respected all the deals that they signed with Abdullah Öcalan from prison, or had it been Abdullah Öcalan command to the PKK that they should lay down their arms and stop the struggle, had it been the PKK respected those commands coming from Abdullah Öcalan, would they still be fighting till today? Who is the one now leading the PKK? You do not know him. So Abdullah Öcalan has nothing to say again so far as the day-to-day running of the PKK is concerned. Next time, before you say something, don't think that you are the only one who is in the open and every other person is in a vacuum. So what you say becomes final. Your example, my friend, was just the wrong one. Abdullah Öcalan does not rule or command the PKK from behind bars. Get it down your head today and let it stick there that Abdullah Öcalan does not command the PKK from behind bars. Let me ask you again this question. Ayuk Tabe, as you said, we should allow him to lead the struggle. How many times have Ayuk Tabe attempted negotiations with La Republique behind bars and La Republique removing him even to the Catholic Cathedral at Involie? I don't know if it's Involie or they call it Score in La Republique capital, what they call it, Post Central or Score or whatever. That is what it is. What has become of all those arrangements which Ayuk Tabe made with La Republique there? And do you think that is a fair thing to do? That a prisoner should be negotiating on your behalf, who is a free man out here? And do you think a prisoner can make a fair deal with his captor? Where has that ever happened on earth? Name one where a prisoner has ever negotiated a fair deal with his captors. I would need to know just one. Let me come again and tell these guys on the ground who are running their mouth how they are, they form APLC, and they are the ones to run matters on the ground. I got bad news for them. And those faces behind the mask that think they will never be unveiled, I've got bad news for you too. The faces behind the mask in APLC, I got bad news for you all. The embezzlers of DOG funds are the faces of APLC. Ayuk Tabe, through his vice, Yerima, these are the people. I want to end up with Yerima As if I do not know the other agents that are behind APLC. These are the faces behind the mask. And the boys on the ground who are being deceived, who think that they are smart enough that I should remove my money, put in a special fund elsewhere. The guy in America too should be very, very careful. We are going to unmask all of you and put you bare to the public. Because everything that I have seen going on in the struggle, I have won also over and over that what I have seen Southern Cameroonians doing, we are preparing a pathway for the civil war even if we defeat La Republic. Yes, everything that people are doing, we are preparing ourselves for a civil war, even if we defeat La Republic. We are too gullible in such a way that we do not think about the good of the nation, but our greediness, our ego. Good for the ego of C and Comrade Ayaba that they've put out their ego out there for people to know exactly who they are. But these hidden agents of Ayuk Tabe that are struggling to torpedo things on the ground, thinking that some people are too blind to see into what they are doing. Be warned. And all the fighters on the ground, you guys are not headless chickens. Yes, you guys are not headless chickens that would think that you can use some Machiavellian methods to sway people to do what you want. We are going to work in collaboration, understanding each other. But if you guys think that some hidden faces behind the mask will push you to dictate on what we are going to do, then we'll allow you guys to control with those hidden faces behind the mask and see if you guys will get the funds. The little that is even sipping through now to you guys. You guys can control with those faces behind the mask if they will be able to run affairs with you guys on the ground even for one day. You either stop with that crap with faces behind the mask, or you guys will suffer the consequences. Now,
Wow.
Now, me, Sama Thomas, at the talk.
You see, that was Comrade Sama Thomas there. This is why we are saying that we have a lot of good ideas, good opinion, good projects, good strategy. But there are people who spend their time on criticism and doing nothing. Okay, when you spend time on criticism, spend time of using obscene languages, you use just curse words, and you are not doing anything. What do you expect? Nothing. Those people who are hiding behind the camera, let's listen to our other brother. They will come back.
Good evening, House. 21 gun salute to all of our fighters, generals, foot soldiers defending the homeland. Ambazonia must be free. Yes, I listened to this idiot where he claims say Ayuk Tabe na their joker. So I want to ask this idiot to say leading and ruling what it be the difference with leading and ruling? What it be the difference? So if it, I hope say this idiot will come out and then explain what it be leading and ruling. Yes, some people they pretend like to say this English day, so we get for go for school before we come back follow on inside this struggle. You look how man they come out with one stupid audio where it make no sense. Yes, these people where the caution now. He talk about Sako, he talk about Chris Ano, he talk about so on, so out. If not, this interim government ruled by Chris Ano today, like we know they still talk about this struggle. And if you go forward, you will see him say this idiot where they run him out now. They talk about the struggle. If you look at me, we see say no one dime. You never you see one dime for support the struggle. What you will know now for come out make audio claim say Sesikou na a joker. Claim say they will do some one or two things in the days ahead. So my question to this idiot, and I say, if everybody be saying me we should don't, then we will do something now in the days ahead. Now we for carry the struggle so they can reach for this level where we did today. And this stupid idiot, he talks, he mentioned the boys them for down. He no say these boys them the chop, this small IDs way they see them, this small gun way they shoot them. No matter what happen, the people where they stand for the leadership, that they send one or two things down. Now say, we Ambazonia people will be too selfish. Too selfish. Yes, now selfishness, they kill we for this struggle, not any other thing. You will hear man come out with a statement, we in over underline them. You will come there appreciate man like Sesikou, saying that we are joker. Yes. Sesikou either prison, whether it the role now for rule or it you say the lead, how Sesikou go manage get money inside that struggle, inside that prison. Send them for these boys, them where they need bullet, they need IDs for Hitler Republic before you come out run. You run your mouth. Now because some one or two things them they work for down. These boys them they try for do some one or two things. If these boys them not get money for bullet, if they not get money for buy all those IDs where the interim government, where Sakobe don't scatter them, we try for bill and back today. If that government not to do nothing, like I think say we not they talk about this struggle. So I see these people where they even take this kind try for share the information where they come for these stupid, irrelevant, nonsense people. That people they be more wicked than those people. What to be the help for they send this kind audio out? May we listen them. So what? This man never bring for promote anything where go help this struggle forward. Instead, trying for spoil the struggle because he say Sesikou be a joker. When I see today, all Ambazonia, we like Sesikou, but what is Sesikou feel promote inside this struggle? What is Sesikou feel do inside this struggle? First about we need money. Sesikou there for prison, he need money too for job. So any stupid man will come and run him out. Make you know say the place where Sesikou did now we go fight liberate Sesikou. Whether Sesikou feel be like leading or he be a ruler or what. Now we will go stand fight. If we don't understand, say Sesikou must go in, come out that prison. Now if we don't fight strongly outside, I think say all these irrelevant nonsense people, they know will come out, they run their mouth to say Sesikou na leader. Yes, Sesikou na leader. Sesikou Bembe leader, we not deny. Yes, Sesikou don't do one or two things for inside this struggle. That one will not deny. The man will destroy this struggle, will do more worse for inside this struggle than Sako. Sako invest all the money them way. Ambazonian people will stand up, draft this money. If this money they give for Sako, it be rich for the good hands. Like where boys them don't be armed to teach. Like today we not going to talk about them. More to that. Now still the interim government hold this struggle for the criticizing way when they bring them out. Now still this interim government where we no one sham, where we no one fight them. When I fight this interim government more than La Republic. And if we talk say when I because when I want do the work for the oppression, divide and rule where the oppression they sell them for we. When I deny, we're not the truth. When I feel shame, God punish the devil. Nonsense. You see, come talk about advocate. Advocate, they come out, call the names for the advocate. Advocate, they do it for inside the struggle. Then for come make noise like the same noise as you make them so now. So advocate, they come to them.
Fellow Southern Cameroonians, good morning. I'm Mr. Thomas. I come this morning for talk about two things, Amber Newsline and the mayor for Bengui. The impostor, not even mayor, the impostor from Bengui call himself say even mayor. If that impostor from Bengui, he no go open traders their shop within the shortest time possible. He go hear news. If that impostor from being we call himself say he be mayor, he no go unseal traders their shop from Bengui. He go hear news. And I call upon the population from Bengui. So the entire population from Bengui, it is suffer as a consequence of the action of this impostor. Where even if you get the money for go buy into the market, you know if you go buy them because it don't lock all stores for market. The owners of those stores, they suffer unbearable consequences, and the population as a whole. But your own family, it live well. Maybe I'll put up again. Because this guy, he don't choose upon himself for make traders them suffer from Bengui, and the entire population of Bengui make it suffer because even if you get the money for go buy it for market, you know if you buy because they don't steal to their shops. But your family, both ways, for a parental side, your maternal side, and your woman, your family, they live well. For make a balanced equation, now say make the population from Bengui, if this impostor, it will fail for open people their shops from Bengui as fast as possible. Make the population from Bengui vent their anger for this guy, your family, and for a woman, your family. An eye for an eye. Make the population from Bengui go vent their anger for the imposter we call yourself to be mayor from Bengui, ye family, and for a woman, their family. When enough it is suffer, the general population of it is suffer. Why one family, it enjoy at the detriment of all. An eye for an eye. If in no go open people their shops, let the population of Mbengwe vent out their anger to this guy's family, and that is his immediate family and that of the wife. None of them should be spared. Take them out in any way possible. You want to take them out. But it don't cause the death of thousands of southern Cameroonians and your family. So we no must show any mercy for these impostors when they don't cause we are suffering. They don't care. For Amberland, whether an Amber News line, a lot of people don't say now Sama Thomas they run Amber News line. Yes. Now my brother for South Africa they run Amber News line. In the reporting is going to be good. And also things going to be bad. But let me handle the aspect of which we need to do and which it be bad. We know say for the past 6 years or so, South Africa, it don't remove itself from this struggle as a whole. Yeah, for the past 6 years, South Africa, it don't remove itself from this struggle as a whole. They be stand alone. Whether South Africa to contribute money for this struggle, or South Africa need to contribute money for this struggle, no be anybody for Europe a cup of tea. Now those who live in South Africa, they choose for not contribute or for contribute. And if they contribute, now they know say whether their own contribution it go. Nobody for Europe in no be don't ever ask them say, wait, would I do with our own contribution, would I do a muta? South Africa too, if you don't choose your own leader, say na Ayuk Tabe for prison. And nobody for Europe in never argue South Africa say, why would I choose our own leader? Say na Ayuk Tabe for Kondengi. Because na their fundamental human right for choose what they feel say it's fine for them. But it could be an irresponsible act for anybody, including Amber Newsline for South Africa, for talk say the people for Europe and America, they're not the sponsor the fighters them for ground, of which he is like an individual. In no say with the sponsor of that is blackmail. Wait, not fine. No matter how annoyed you be, you must get some limit, you must get some lines where you know must cross them. Make me ask South Africa, if the entire Western world is abandoned, would I say, okay, make would I handle this struggle? Would I feel handle this struggle even for 1 minute? I mean, say for 1 minute, not for 2 minutes. If the entire West is okay now, we don't remove your hands off. this struggle for the sponsor financially. When I do one, the answer na no. Which side we don't fail for the Southern Cameroon struggle? I say we fail for appreciate the fact that each individual for this struggle, where it do it utmost, in it for be appreciated. And maybe we tell the people who live in South Africa, if you remove 1,000 for South Africa for put up for this struggle, we for the West will remove 100 times their money. So we don't compare them. When I never live in South Africa, we never ask how much will they put up for this struggle. But when they persistently ask how much will they put them, and we put them because we know they put them for the people who don't want them. When I talk, we know they contribute for the struggle, and when our own leader, so not only with our own leader, where they were Kondengi, now be leader, any other person is not the lead. Please, that one a blackmail and sabotage. And I know one for being in the business of blackmail and sabotage with anybody. We must learn how for toe we align so far as the Southern Cameroon struggle a big concern. So Amber Newsline, you are doing a nice job, but let that nice job which you are doing ends where it is, which everybody is appreciating it, but do not try to downplay the efforts of other people. For if the entire struggle is abandoned in your hands, you are not going to run it even 1 second. So please, we should learn how to respect everybody and appreciate the bit that each and every individual in the Southern Cameroon struggle is making. We must not be in the business of downplaying the efforts of others. Saba Thomas.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. I'll be bringing more content in the subsequent broadcast. Thank you all for watching, and God bless you. Please hit the share button. Hit the share button as we end the show. Thank you very much.